Sometimes we see our show and we're like, I don't think I think a satire anymore. Like this is becoming more of a documentary of kind of what might be happening.
The real life is the parody?
Yeah, and the real life is the parody, and you kind of, what Trump has said, if 3 years ago, if they brought us to that in a script, we'd be like, no, this isn't believable enough. Like no one would actually say this.
So Selena Meyer versus Donald Trump.
Oh, they'd be a good power couple.
Couple?
Yeah.
Would Gary work for Donald Trump?
Gary would be killed by Donald.
What would that be like?
I'm surprised he hasn't been killed by Selena. What would it be like? Oh my God. I mean, Gary's already pretty meek and emasculated, so I don't know how that would work. Actually, maybe Gary could bring some sensitivity into Trump's life.
Not bad.
He's a pretty empathetic dude, so maybe it could bring some compassion in him.
Would Gary work for Hillary Clinton?
Oh yeah.
What would that be like?
I don't know. I think it would be a kinder environment than what Selena has brought to the table on Veep.
What has it been like working with Netflix? How's that different than working with traditional broadcasters?
Yeah, I would say both for HBO and Netflix. With Veep being on HBO, I always appreciate how hands-off they are. Like they hired Armando Iannucci to create the show, and they said, we're going to let you do what you do. And that was the same with Ted Sarandos with Netflix with Arrested Development. He handed it to Mitch Hurwitz and said, you do what you do best, we're not going to get in the way.
Is that sort of a culture change from traditional broadcasting?
I think not necessarily from my experience, but I think from a lot of people's experiences, it tends to not be as hands-off, maybe with networks and stuff, and they're a little more involved. And so with HBO and Netflix, they're like, we hired you for this purpose, and we're going to let you do what you do best.
What about binge watching and the fact that so many folks do that on both of those networks?
Here's my thing about binge watching. I can't do it because it's too much. Like, because if you're watching a drama, it's like, I would just be in a constant depression if I watched 6 episodes of a heavy show.
But you're in comedies.
I'm in comedies, so I could binge watch a comedy. But I also like the waiting a week. I like the anticipation of waiting a week to kind of see what's coming up.
Of course, Carl, I asked that for you because of your new series.
It's a fascinating debate.
It is. He was really anti, which I thought was interesting because I binge watch Veep, which is how I watch it because it is light. And to that point that he made about the election, I asked whether the current election right now is contributing to the success of Veep, and he sort of joked about the satirical nature of what's happening in real life, but actually there have been some reviews, in fact The Atlantic recently writing up the new season saying it's toned down a little bit, or maybe real life has just gotten so much crazier that, quote, in order for the show to stay relevant, it's going to have to get even crazier, or the real world will soon be leaving it behind.
Hey CNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Here you're going to find videos packed with all of the information that you need to be smarter about your finances. You can subscribe by clicking right here and click on all the videos around me or the eye right here to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.